I just had the strangest awakening ever. I was literally lying on my bed and I got up and looked out the window and I said something. I was like, I'm not going to say the word I said, but I was like, I want this. My body had no reaction. And a couple of seconds after, I actually said, but I don't want it. And as I sat there right away, an electrical pulse, dead ass, went all around my body. And I got goosebumps. Like I shivered a little bit. I was like, what the fuck was that? And then I went and searched it up and I was like, holy shit. And what I found, your body can reveal the truth you might not even consciously know. And I found that internal signals are basically acting like a compass towards authenticity and what's like truly right and what truly aligns with your values. So obviously I said something contradicting, like I wanted something that may have not been right at that moment. And then I said something that contradicted that, saying, but I don't want it. I felt this electrical pulse go around my body. I was like, what the? That's how your body tells you the truth. Like, you know, it's making you pay attention. Because when I said, I want this, like, I didn't really care. I just said it. Like, I didn't feel anything or whatever. And then I contradicted that statement and said, but I don't want it. And I was just so amazed because I feel like, how can I use this to my advantage? I didn't know this was a thing. I knew, like, you know, your body kind of gives signals when, you know, your intuition, something doesn't feel right. I know that, but I didn't know, like, it was that obvious. I don't know. I'm, like, kind of figuring this out now. I want to know more. But no, like, how can I use this to my advantage? Because I was like, nah, you can use this to your advantage because it's got to be something deeper than that. If I dead ass like felt shivers when I said I don't want something, that was the truth because I knew it wasn't good for me. This can ultimately be the best way you can make decisions for yourself. If you're truly in tune with yourself and like in the present moment, you have more self-awareness and control over, you know, your feelings versus what is actually right, you know what I mean? And what I figured, because I probably didn't say something that truly aligns with how I am as a person, like I said something weird, but like that shiver that I got when I said I don't want it was real. And it's basically reminding myself that I have long-term goals, that it's not right for this time at the moment. It was kind of telling me that feelings aren't always the answer. And it was alignment between thought, value and action that you can actually sense physically. It's just a reminder that your body doesn't lie, and you might feel or say something that may not actually align with your values, and your body's trying to tell you that this isn't you, come on now, come on. And I think a lot of people ignore those signals, and I think maybe to access these signals, you really got to do a lot more work and training your body to be able to like do that, you know what I mean? For me to know like if what I'm saying is true, my body will obviously react like that. But if it won't, then I won't have that kind of physical reaction. But in order for this to even happen, I obviously was in a quiet space, and I was in deep in thought as well. The desire was there. I said, I want this. It wasn't true to my intentions and what I value more deeply. And I just contradicted myself. I was like, but I don't want this. And obviously I felt that electrical impulse, and that was obviously the truth because my body reacted. How you can use this stuff to your advantage. Like, you're human, right? You need to be trying to learn yourself and learn like your body and stuff, but you can use this to your advantage because it's acting like a compass, right? Guiding you towards making better decisions for yourself and all that. Like, if I didn't say, but I don't want this, after saying I want it, then maybe I would have just went and tried to go do the thing, you know what I mean? But then I said a statement that contradicted my original desire, and it told me what was right, and it made me wake up. You know, it made me wake up out of that state where I was in delusion, kind of, because I wasn't, you know, kind of there. Thing is, your body reacts faster than your mind. Like that's literally an example, and this is why, you know, trusting your gut is very important, because your gut may know sooner than your consciousness. So maybe if you're interested in trying this out, I think to know what truly aligns with you, say contradicting statements out loud, like in a silent space, and see if your body reacts. I don't know if it works for everyone. It might be different for everyone depending on how, woke you are. I'm not that woke, but I'm just saying, like, I try and get to know myself a bit better, but I thought that was a bit different. I don't know if anyone else has experienced anything like that. Please tell me, because I'm kind of interested. I know I probably sound like I'm weird or whatever. I'm not weird. I'm just a normal average person, but we as humans are obviously distracted from being able to use our body and whatever signals to our advantage, and we're not taught this stuff at all. We're kind of here to fend for ourselves and figure it out on our own, and which is not good, because this sort of stuff isn't studied by science. Like, science can barely study it because it's very hard to grasp the human consciousness. From a young age, we are taught to prioritize rules, logic, social expectations, and rational thinking without actually noticing bodily cues or signals and trying to feel more deeply. Like that's sort of not taught in this world. Like, humans are becoming more disconnected than ever. I feel like we need to start doing this more. We need to start just sitting in silence, staring at a wall for hours with your thoughts and truly trying to get to know yourself. I'm not too much of a philosopher or whatever. Like, I don't really study anything that much. Like, what I'm saying is, like, we're in a universe, right? And there's so many other planets. And you think we're the only ones here. I feel like we could access so much more if we just tried, because obviously we're not taught how to do that. But I feel like we definitely can. You just gotta fuck around and find out, you know what I mean? And the thing about feeling like these random signals, I've had so many instances where things have happened. Like, people have touched me and they've been zapped and all that, like all of that stuff. Like, I know that there's something like that, but when these things happen, it's just shrugged and brushed off. Like, oh yeah, that was nothing. I was just shivering. It's nothing. Are you sure? What if it's something more deep that you don't know? Like, you don't even know your body. You don't even know that it's a signal, it's a message. It's because it's hard to understand and you don't have the context to even know why it's happening. So it's not something you care about. What happened to me before was just like, what the fuck? Like, I said two sentences, two contradicting sentences, and on the second one, my body had a reaction and I shivered and had an impulse. And I actually, like, kind of woke up out of my thinking. You know what I mean? My body was telling me the truth and what I should be paying attention to. I think we need to start trying to pay attention to the signals our bodies give off. If you're in a dangerous situation, something doesn't feel right, you're probably right. You're probably freaking right. But what I was feeling was my internal truth. And what I said out loud was a conscious choice, which was testing myself or maybe goals I had or long-term goals or future expectations. And that shiver response was telling me, like, wait, your feelings do not align with the words you're saying. But that it kind of shows that, your feelings aren't always the right answer. And how I, like, kind of got, an impulse from saying something out loud. It means, like, you can't always trust your feelings. And, like, what you might believe as an internal truth. When, like, I shivered, it was my body telling me that something didn't align with my feelings. Like, what I said out loud wasn't aligning with how I felt. Obviously, when I said I wanted whatever I said, I was like, I want that. It was like a fleeting, raw impulse of, like, how I felt in the moment, like a desire, a feeling. And then when I said that second statement, but I don't want it, like, right after, that was... and my body had that reaction. That was truly what was in alignment with my values. That was the right decision for me. When I said the first statement, my feelings momentarily weren't aligned. But yeah, I just thought that was very interesting. So, if you say something out loud and consciously tell yourself, then maybe that might be the truth. You just got to be aware of how your body's reacting to certain cues and all that, and see what signals your body's sending out.